Hey everybody, welcome back to SpearFactor. Today we're going to be going over 10 tips on how to get sponsored. First of all, why the hell would you want to get sponsored? Look, you need to decide if that's something you want to do, because the minute you start signing stuff and you have obligations, it takes the fun out of spearfishing. So back to 10 tips on how to get sponsored. All right, first of all, gain a social media following. Tip number 1. Well, okay, it's a lot easier said than done, right? But the point is, why you need a social media following to begin with is you want to have value in the eyes of a company. And if you only have, like, say 300 followers, you're only going to be able to reach around 300 followers. Now, if you have thousands, now you're getting out there, you're getting their product out to the thousands of people, and it's worth something to that company, right? So how do you get a social media following? Tip number 2, post content often. And I mean posting content often, like at least 3 times a week, right? So you want to post content often. And what that does is it kind of gives people a sense of constant information and that you're always involved and you're always doing stuff. And to be honest, they kind of want to check out everything you're doing and live vicariously through you, right? So post content often, at least 3 to 4 times a week, if you can. Number 3, when posting your content, make sure it's relevant, it's creative, and informative. Don't just post pictures of yellowtail and say, hey, look at this yellowtail I caught. There's so many pictures of certain fish out there. When you go to post a picture of a yellowtail, cool, put a really nice story or something underneath, or something about the fish, just to give some more value to that post, okay? So tip number 4, post relevant content, right? Don't take pictures of random stuff that has nothing to do with spearfishing and then post it. Look, people subscribe or follow you because they want to see spearfishing related information, content, whatever. Don't post a picture of like your truck and like, check it out, just bought this, unless you can relate it, right, the story, to going down to Baja or going to the Outback or whatever you're going to do in that truck that's spearfishing related. Okay, so tip number 5, if you're trying to get sponsored, reach out to sponsors. Don't wait for sponsors to come to you, because guess what? It's probably not going to happen unless it's like a smaller company. But the main thing is, if you want to get sponsored, go reach out to those companies. You're probably going to get denied. It's okay. But you want to let them know, you got to knock on those doors and let them know that here you are, you're hungry, you're doing this, you got a big following. Reach out to those companies. They're going to tell you what they want, or they're going to say, hey, no thanks. And when they say no thanks, tip number 6, get feedback. Ask them. Email them back respectfully and ask them, hey, what are you looking for when you sponsor athletes? Or, hey, why didn't you decide to sponsor me? What are some things I could be doing better, right? Tip number 7. Tip number 7 is follow up with those companies, right? And I mean follow up, not immediate follow up, because you're doing that when you're getting feedback. Take that feedback and apply it over the course of time, and then send another email or whatever you got to do. Contact that company and say, hey, look, we talked. You told me to do, you're looking for X, Y, and Z. I did X, Y, and Z. What do you think about sponsoring me now, right? That helps a lot. It keeps you on their radar, and when they do decide to add, they might consider you for sponsorship. Tip number 8 is be active in your community. Look, if you're active in the community, first of all, the community here, especially in Southern California, is really small. So if you join a club and you're active in the community, there's a high likelihood that a business owner, a company owner is in that club. And if you're not a douche, you put out good content, you're really passionate about spearfishing, the odds are you can make a relationship, a genuine relationship that might be on your way to getting sponsored. So be active in your community. Help people, right? That's adding value into the spearfishing community and adding value to yourself and your brand, if you want to call it that. And they might be more likely to sponsor you. So tip number 9. Oh, that's 8. Okay, cool. Tip number 9. Tip number 9 is break world records. Now this tip is, I give Kyle from Omer credit for this, because he took the time to email me back and gave me a lot of good tips. And one of them was break world records. And I thought, break world records? Like, yeah, dude, I'd love to break a world record. But if you look and take the time to study those world records, you can find world records that are easier to break than others. Go check it out, look at it, and then specifically hunt those fish. Don't get distracted with other fish, just look for those fish. And then if you find a fish that it's not even on the world record list, go ahead and target that fish and submit it. You never know. Okay, tip number 10 is go on spearfishing trips. This is a big one. Another one from Kyle from Omer. He said, look, go on spearfishing trips. The reason why you want to go on spearfishing trips, for a few different reasons. One, you get content, right? Content that you can post often, right? And if you're going somewhere outside of where everybody else goes, you're able to get unique content with stories and things like that. Look, if you go on a spearfishing trip, it also shows companies that you are serious about spearfishing, right? Because when you're going on these trips, you're spending money. And it's not like you're just trying to get a free handout. You're passionate about spearfishing, you've got good content, you're gaining a following. That's all the more reason for them to sponsor you, okay? So I hope this helps, and good luck on getting sponsored, and ask yourself, why do you actually want to get sponsored? Because if you're just looking to get free stuff, you're gonna spend more money doing all of this stuff than just going out and buying a set of fins for yourself. So good luck and happy hunting.